So, the nerfs are in. I'm going to go over Mindrender Illucia's nerfs first, and then Kaelthas, because I just want to talk about this real quick. I'm not going to go over Battlegrounds. For those of you who want to know the Battlegrounds nerfs, I would recommend going somewhere else. I don't want to waste your time. I will not be getting to it at the end of the video, because I don't know what's going on. So let's talk about Illucia. My only thought about this is why? Why nerf her? There's literally no reason to. Like, if you go to the card percentage, or the card statistics right now, first of all, if you look at Paladin, win rate decks, or deck win rates, with all of these cards being 60% plus, whereas if you look at Priest, all of them are only like 50% a little bit plus. First of all, there's already a problem that Paladin was not targeted by any nerfs here, first of all. But second of all of the Priest cards to target, why Mindrender? Like, why target her? There's so many more problematic Priest cards. They did nerf Renew recently. You cannot renew into Renew and stuff like that, so that was good. But why not nerf the Veil Weaver? A really, really, really strong card. Why not nerf Thought Steal? For 2 mana, you get 2 cards. It should be at least 3. Why not nerf, not Convincing Infiltrator? People don't play it as much anymore, but the Cabal Acolyte, an extremely powerful card. Wave of Apathy, also extremely powerful. And then also, if you look at all these win rates, if you look at Mindrender, it's not like her deck win rate is anything exceptional anyway. In fact, her drawn win rate's lower than the Mind Flayers. And if you look at all these other cards, a lot of their drawn win rates are higher than the Mindrenders, which, if you don't remember, was about 53.4%. If you just look at all of these cards going down the list, all of these are higher. Every single one of these up until Raised Dead is a higher win rate when drawn, and a lot of them have similar, if not higher, deck win rates. Like, I don't understand why she was targeted when Paladin wasn't. And you could say, now here's the argument for this, okay? Because I just want to go over everything about the nerfs and my thoughts about it. You could say, well, that's just because Paladin isn't actually that top tier at the highest levels of play. Top 1000 Legend and Normal Legend. And to that I reply with, okay, if they want to make the top Legend and just Normal Legend metas fairly stable and not getting out of hand, why not nerf Warrior or Stealth Rogue? You know, there's a very easy card you can target called Secret Passage, a 1-mana draw 5. So, like, why would you leave it available? Why wouldn't you nerf that? Or why wouldn't you nerf Goody Two Shields? Or why wouldn't you nerf not Galakron, maybe Wrench Caliber, or Upgrade, or another card that's easily abused, like Risky Skipper, that's in all of these other Warrior decks that have been top tier for a super long time? I don't know. I just find that nerf problematic because I think that there are a lot of things that could have been nerfed before this. Don't get me wrong. I think that nerfing this is a decent idea because I think it promotes unfun gameplay. But I think that it's a fairly skillful card to use. You need to use it at the right time to disrupt people's combos. So I have no problem with it on that front. And it's not that overpowered. Now we get into Kaelthas. And Kaelthas, I think, is a pretty decent card to nerf. But I don't think it's the only problem in Druid. And to only have these 2 cards nerfed, it concerns me a little bit. This is exactly how I wanted Kaelthas to be nerfed, by the way. Every 3rd spell cast each turn costs 1 instead of 0. I've always thought free cards in card games was problematic, specifically because Hearthstone has guaranteed mana generation, so you're always guaranteed to be able to play another card along with a free card, pretty much, because mana is guaranteed. If it were in Magic, perhaps, where there's a free card and say like you pay life instead for its mana cost or something like that, that would be a little more balanced in my opinion. Because, first of all, the land system's flawed, but also mana isn't guaranteed, so it gives you potential playable cards. I'm not sure about the Magic meta, so don't come flaming me for being like, no, they would be broken for this reason. These are just my opinions. I think that a free card in a card game that guarantees you mana is even more problematic. Like, if Magic had guaranteed mana and free cards, it would be even more problematic. So, I'm glad that they nerfed this the way that they did. Don't get me wrong. However, I don't think this is going to do enough for the Druid matchup. I just think that Druid's still going to be too fast. I think it's still going to have too much power. But this nerf was good because it doesn't kill the class. And it disrupts the neutral card, so it's not being able to be abused somewhere else, like, say, Wild. I don't know anything about the Wild meta, but maybe Wild. And it's not going to be able to be abused in a lot of other classes. So this nerf overall nerfs Kaelthas and free cards in general. So I like the fact that they targeted a neutral card. That being said, I think that Lightning Bloom is still problematic, and making it cost 1 instead of 0 isn't too big of a deal, considering a lot of Druids, like, cheap spells, if not free spells, generate them mana, or make cards cheaper just in general. Like, let's say you play Innervate, and then you play this, what's it called? The Study, that makes a spell cost less. Technically, the spell will then cost 1, and its cost will be reduced by 1. I believe that's how it would work. If that's not how it would work, then that makes this nerf a little bit more effective, which I do think is good. I don't know which reduction happens first. But if the Study reduces it from 1 to 0 after that, like, there's still a lot of ways this combo is going to be problematic. But don't get me wrong, I do like this nerf. This nerf, good. This nerf, fine, but really unneeded. There are a lot of other things I would have much rather had focused on. So, yeah, that's basically it. These nerfs, meh. I would have liked to have seen more cards nerfed, or at least seen a rogue nerf, or a paladin nerf, or one warrior nerf along with all of these changes. But at least they're nerfing some things, and I guess if they don't want to nerf too much all at once and completely shake up the meta, that's fine. I just think this was wasted. And that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed. These are the basic nerf rundowns. Oh, by the way, all that Mindrender did was increase the cost to 3. I know that you guys can read that and see that, but for those of you who didn't get it specified, it just goes from 2 to 3 mana, and it's kind of a waste. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.